Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of Legacy United Deluxe Class Magneous. An interesting figure, seeing as Legacy was going. I didn't expect them to go to the Rock Lords, but here we are. Now, general appearance. It's pretty good. You know, I like the design of him. Would have been cool if they had literally made him look like he was magma and had a little bit of red going through some of the cracks in him, as you can see. Up ahead, you got a little bit of cracks and like rock formations and whatnot. Sorry if my camera can't pick up on it at the moment. I'm doing the best with what I can, but you can see like a lot of the cracks and whatnot. Make him look pretty good. And as for accessories, he comes with his well, technically, he comes with his pickaxe, crossbow, whatever you want to call it, is capped to his truck mode, which, conveniently, gets stored on the back, and this can go right on his arm. And speaking of that, he also gets his own arm as an accessory, because technically, he is a weaponizer. As long as he can take off, it's an accessory. And the total list of removable parts is as follows: his arms, his cap, his feet, and these little parts on the backs of his arms. And this allows him to become a weaponizer, sort of. And a little bit of fun mix and matching is that if you take his crossbow, or pickaxe, I'm going to call it a pickaxe because that's what it looks like, and you take it and put on 1 and 2 and kick-ass looking hammer. And if you have something like I do, which is the Gamer Edition Optimus Prime axe, kind of take that off, put this on the end, and you got a hammer, animated Magneous. Couldn't even fathom to have. And as for the rest of them, you just do whatever fits. What I like to do is one in my Legacy Silver Street is take him, give me a gun, and armor him up with Magneous. And really comes down to what you want to do, where you want to put stuff. As long as there's a hard point, there's a way. And, well, with Legacy, it seems basically impossible not to have a hard point somewhere on your figure, even if it doesn't look like there should be one there. Which makes it all much more fun when you find them, and then you can pull off crazy looking combos, like giving them a shield, and then the hammer of a champion. As long as you have the ability to build it, weaponizers will bring the ability to have it happen. Mind you, this you can't really do much with, sadly. This is unlike some other weaponizers, like Cog, for example. He can have his torso utilized. I know some of the Junkions can. Scraphook and his variants can't, though, unless like you use very specific pegs and all that. But unlike those guys, this is basically only good for the vehicle mode. Anyways, once we take off everything that doesn't belong to Silver Street right here, move on to transformation. It's relatively simple. Can be done like most modern combiners, weaponizers, Junkions. Basically anything that isn't kingdom based that requires you to take it apart can be done like those. And just to skip ahead a little bit, I am going to be leaving the feet as they are because that is a step in the transformation, and in reality you can do that whenever, as long as it's not before certain parts. So, putting all this back on, you take his feet and you do this with them. You then push and line everything up, and then you'll hear a good few clicks when it starts to go together. Oh wait, I forgot articulation. Oopsie poopsie. So, articulation. Head on a swivel, I'm going to say it's a ball joint because it feels very unique. But the issue is that it's very tight. On mine, at least. So that's fun and all. Arm on a technical infinite rotation since, well, again, peg, no compromise there. Goes out that far, 90-degree bend and swivel. He's got a ball joint at his wrist, mainly for the transformation, but it does allow for him to do like a pshaw pose, or it allows him to rotate his hand the full 360, as you can see. The waist is on a swivel, so it goes full 360, since a lot of them's uncompromised, and I like that. Forward goes about that far, back really far, so he kind of does like a leaning back splits. And the spread is, as Jobby the Hong once said, beautiful. Now, for size comparison, since I also forgot to do that, here he is next to a fellow gray gray transformer, Studio Series Bone Crusher, or Nest Bone Crusher to be exact, who I gotta tighten up because some of his joints are not tight. And again, a Legacy Silver Streak. And now, onto the transformation. Now, for starters, again, you take his feet, put them up, and then clip them together. You'll see that there are a lot of tabs and holes. And we love our tabs and holes because that holds things together. And then once you can, what I'd recommend is push, because there is very, very annoying tabs. But once you hear that satisfying click, what you'll then do is ignore his legs. His legs are set up for the truck mode. You don't ever have to worry about them. Now, here's where it gets iffy, because you're supposed to be able to do that and then just pull up. The issue is, his arms don't flex back as much as the instructions say they should. So it kind of leads to a very iffy feeling. Thankfully, I've learned how to do it, and it's kind of weird. But do be careful. Never grab him by his shoulders if you're doing this, because there is a chance you will rip the peg off and get basically a screwed up figure. And then you take his chest wheels, pull those out, and then rotate his head inward. And his hands will be put into a sort of charging up your ki for those Dragon Ball fans, or just charging up power attacks in general. And then you'll rotate them inward, as so. And then, oh, almost forgot. You will need to rotate these inward, or yeah, move them inward, and then rotate everything in. And once everything's in place, kind of just give it a final squish, and then take his legs, fold them up and around, and just kind of let everything do its last little pegs. And as you can see, there is a peg hole in this peg or a tab and a hole, sorry, that'll go in just like that. And then here is Legacy United Magneous in its truck mode. Crossbow also has storage, just pegs in like that, and then there. He's a pretty decent truck. He rolls pretty well, as rolling things should. His wheels are not pinned in, they're pegged in, but they are really loose for this type of wheel, so I would highly say that this is maybe one of the few figures that has pegged wheels that actually works properly. Now, for vehicle mode comparison, since I have another one ready, my Dead Universe Optimus Prime. And for Voyager to Deluxe car sort of scaling, he's not that bad. He's quite big, to be honest. He's got a robust sort of like brick feel, since everything feels like nice and solid. You could drop him and I bet you he wouldn't transform much. I can't because I don't want to break my figure, but something cool, pulling back Prime for a second, is again his vehicle mode tricks. So his first trick is you remove the pickaxe and then you can pull off his feet, not his cap. The cap stays on. Protection and all that, you know? And then you take his feet, you split them, and you do it like you would the hammer. except instead of putting it in someone's hand, you give them crash bar even the crazy taxi driver wouldn't want to run into. So say Optimus is in the way, you can just simply go and push him. Or, in other cases, take this off, take the cap off, then take the arms and unpeg them. You can then take all of these parts and sort of have a skateboard here. I don't know what you'd want to do with that, but you can take the parts and kind of build on maybe a rock magma-filled engine, whatever you'd want to really call it, and have Optimus get one hell of a faster upgrade, I can say that. Probably going from Detroit to New York in a matter of seconds with the power of Volcano on him. I'm still experimenting with ways to attach it on the vehicle modes at the moment, but yeah. Anyways, to put this back together, simply slide in, or no, don't slide in yet. What you want to do is you want to make sure that these are all clipped in like that, so that way you want to do it as well as slide them back into their respective legs. I think that's the wrong way. That is the wrong way. This is the right way. And then cap back on, and then the respective arm in the respective slot. So just remember how they'd normally look, and then all you need to do is 1 and 2. Come on. Come on. There. Alright, there. And then you have a full review of Legacy United Magneous. I would highly recommend this guy. He feels like the Junkions, but he's a lot sturdier from the ones I've handled. And I'm talking about the Legacy ones. The Studio Series are their own can of beans, but yeah, I would definitely recommend getting one of these guys if you can, because he's a great army builder. He's relatively cheap for a deluxe at this point, of this quality at that, because his plastic's also like very thick, very sturdy. Nothing feels like it's going to break anytime soon unless you force it to, but that's common tradition with Transformers. And yeah, he's generally a good pickup. 10 out of 10 would recommend, and hell, I may even pick up 4 more after this just because of how fucking funny it is to have an army of these guys rolling at you. Because as they say, why have 1 Rolling Stone when you can have 5? Anywho, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a comment. Let me know what to maybe work on next, as I'm still getting used to this sort of style of video making since I'm using an iPhone. I don't have any high quality cameras yet. I don't have any high quality studio stuff yet, but I definitely would like to see this further. So yeah, if you have any comments, suggestions on what to do next, maybe what figure to do, based on a selection that I may put up on a community tab, if you guys are interested, let me know. Anyways, appreciate your time for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye!